Hi, this is my presentation on an excerpt from the game Undertale. So, first of all, what is Undertale? It's an RPG style game that takes you through a world where monsters and humans used to coexist, but monsters have been banished to live underground. And you explore the underground as a human child that has fallen down, and your goal is to find your way back to the surface. As you meet monsters, you're given the option to either fight them or spare them. And depending on your choices, there are three distinct endings: pacifist, in which you do not kill a single enemy; neutral, in which you kill some and spare others; and genocide, in which you deliberately seek out and kill every single entity in the underground. And my research is focusing on the use of agency as a burden on the player to encourage ethical gameplay and reflect the ethical obligations of real life. So, with games that have high levels of agency, it is satisfying and freeing to know that you have the power to directly influence the outcome of the game, but that also comes with the knowledge that everything that happens in the game, good or bad, is your fault. So, Undertale deconstructs the traditional RPG model to not only give you the option to never kill, but it also recognizes player agency as an in-universe ability. And the player is constantly reminded of the responsibility that comes with having this power, and the game often uses tactics to invoke feelings of guilt. And an example of this is present in this clip, where we discover that the character Flowey has a layer of self-awareness that most of the characters don't have. This interaction is achieved if you kill the character Toriel, who's a very kind and maternal figure towards the player, and then you feel guilty about it and you reset the game so you can try again to spare her. So basically, you think you've corrected your wrong with no harm done, but the game catches on to what you're doing, and it doesn't let you off the hook for your choices. Technically, as an RPG video game, you have the freedom to do whatever you want, and it's usually expected of games to have the power to erase the game and start over if you want to do something differently. But this unique feature of retaining information from previous resets takes an extra step in holding the player accountable. Now, visually, the art style of the game is very simple, and all text boxes and character profiles are in black and white. And the placement of this singular sentence by itself creates emphasis on the player's wrongdoing. It's sort of a bold and blunt accusation. And then the distortion of Toriel's face on Flowey is sort of a mocking reminder to the player of what they can never undo. And Flowey is one of the two characters in the game who serve as a sort of judgment of the player and their actions. So, what exactly does this clip do? It directly calls out players who think that they can get away with actions that the message of the game is trying to discourage, and it sort of establishes the moral compass of the game. And this interaction only happens if the player has utilized the reset function at this point in the game, and then the game lets you know that it's now impossible to have a completely clean playthrough of the game. It emphasizes just how important your actions are and just how permanent the consequences of them are. And I'd like to explore more how this model is intended to reflect real life, where there is no option to reset. That's all. Thank you.